Hello again, Mack Story, to talk with you about blue-collar leadership, leading from the front lines. And today we're on chapter 21. We're getting close to wrapping this series up. But today, chapter 21 is about Think of Yourself Less is the title. And this subtitle's pretty strong. It took me a little thinking and synergizing with Rhea and talking with her, and we come up with this line, and it's the subtitle is, There's a fine line between arrogance and confidence. It's called humility. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen these people. And then the opening quote by Ken Blanchard says, people with humility don't think less of themselves, they just think about themselves less. So when we're talking about think of yourself less, let your actions, let your word, not your words, excuse me, let your actions speak for you. And let them, what they need to say about you is that it's not about me. High impact leadership is about influencing other people. You're not going to influence near as many people if you're focused on helping them help you look good. I know out on the front lines, when I was working on the front lines, there was a lot of competition. There still is. I see it all the time. There's a lot of competition to climb and grow. And I used to be one of the worst. When I was running production, I was in competition with everybody. Almost all the time. Almost, I mean every day all the time. I had more production than anybody. That was one way that I could say, hey, look at me. But I didn't really help everybody else in the early days. Later on I did when I figured out what I'm teaching you now. But in the beginning it was all about me. I didn't even talk to people. My first few years in manufacturing, I didn't even go to lunch. I stayed on my machine and operated my machine. At that time there was a lot of batch and queue, so my equipment wasn't hooked to anybody else's equipment. So if I wanted to run it, the boss didn't care. He was glad. So I run it through breaks, I run it through lunch. I had brought my lunch box back to my machine, and I ran the machinery. I was being productive. When I was at work, I was working. I didn't talk to people. I didn't have any influence except with my boss, who was also my #1 customer. But I had not a lot of influence with other people. I didn't help the other shifts learn what I was doing to be efficient. Because why would I want to do that? Why would I want to help them look good if it made me look bad? But that's not reality. If I'm doing an outstanding job and I help others do an outstanding job, I become more valuable to the organization. I begin to have more influence with people because they see it's just not about me. So that's my challenge to you in this little short segment, is to think of yourself less. Help other people. Imagine two people. One person, let's say there's 3 shifts. One person does an outstanding job. 100% production every day. They're killing it. Another shift, same job. 100% production. Someone's killing it. Let's say the other one's 80%. One of the ones running 100% only worries about themselves. The other person running 100% worries about themselves, but they also share their ideas with the 2 other shifts. One hoards ideas to be better and look better. One shares ideas so that everyone can look better and be better. Which person do you want on your team? Which person has more influence with you? Which person would you promote? Now look at it the other way. What if there's a downturn in the economy and one of these people have to be let go? Both of them do 100%, but one helps people and one helps themselves. Who are you going to let go? You see what I'm talking about? Who you are matters. See you next time.